All right, what is going on? So in today's video, I just want to talk about how I would recommend getting the biggest bag possible naturally. So the way this is going to go is it's going to be kind of like a message to my younger self. The first two big points I would tell my younger self is to get your weighted chin up with any grip, but I would say use the strongest variant, which for me is just like a normal chin up, and get your deadlift, stiff leg deadlift, RDL, normal deadlift, snatch grip, whatever. Any form of hinge that's with a barbell and you can move a lot of weight on, get those, add like 200 pounds to all of them ASAP. Maybe not 200 pounds of the chin up, but go from 200 pounds, 250 to 400, 450 pounds on your deadlift, and go from being able to do 10 bodyweight chin ups to being able to do 2 plates for, 3, 4, 5 reps with the chin up. And when I started doing weighted chin ups going into my freshman year of high school, I remember it was just insane. Like the difference, I might have to throw the picture in here if I can find it, but the difference in my back was insane. The next thing I would do is once you're getting close to those, start adding in barbell rows. I think that barbell rows are a little more of an advanced exercise just because it's hard to find where to cheat and where to not cheat, how strict to make it. But if you want to throw those in too, I think that's okay. Those two movements, though, would 100% be my staple until you're a little more in that intermediate stage, deadlifting 400 pounds for reps, squatting 300 pounds for reps, benching 200 pounds for reps. This is just obligatory, like show the back. And then once you're in that that intermediate stage, I would start messing with volume pull-ups. So doing just like a flat number of pull-ups throughout the workout. So that's going to be like, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do 50 pull-ups. And then once a week, I would do weighted chin-ups and do like 3 to 5 reps, like three sets-ish. But start with that 50 3 times a week, add 10 pounds every week until you're doing 100. Sit there at that 100 until it's easy, until you do 10 sets of 10 pretty easily, and it's just getting work done. Alongside that, I would also add in hang high pulls for the traps or power shrugs, some form of shrugging exercise that is really cheaty and you can get a crazy stretch on the traps, like a crazy amount of force that's just falling onto them, which is where those dynamic like shrugging exercises like those high pulls and power shrugs kind of fall into play. This is an exercise, the chest expander stuff. I would say that's a little more of a late intermediate thing. I don't know, especially because you'd have to buy one. That's the other issue. But this like very targeted kind of rear delt and upper back work, I would stick to doing that when you're like, you can row 2 plates for reps. You can do a lot of bodyweight chin-ups, because I think that this isn't going to be like the craziest thing if you are newer. So here's some volume pull-ups. You just need to have like a good pumping form. Some days do full stretch, some days, stay maybe a little more in the top region, a little more squeezing. Definitely mess around with the form. Once you're pulling or, doing chins with like 2 plates, I would say you can mess around with maybe you don't go all the way down. That doesn't mean you should never go all the way down, but it means that, maybe not going all the way down, hit your lats a little more. But definitely once a week I would, go through that full range of motion. And I don't really have anything to say for like, if you're super advanced. I'm just kind of doing the same things I've been doing to get a big back right now, which is going to be getting my stiff leg deadlift really strong, getting my chin up stronger, doing lots of volume chin ups, try to build up to doing 500 chin ups a week. And when I say chin ups, that it means like pull ups and chin ups. Chin ups, or chins as I usually call them, are just like pulling yourself up with your arms. Another good exercise of this is the seal row. It can definitely, teach you how to pull with mostly your back, obviously, because it's chest supported and it's got pretty low barrier to entry. You just need some way to get that bench up. But yeah, I don't have a ton else to say. I think the back is simple. It's just you just got to get stronger. But get your chin up stronger. Find some form of hinge, and get that up, and some form of like dynamic trap exercise. That would be what I would do.